Welcome to the Gifts of God channel. May you have a day full of Christ's blessings. We are so grateful to have you with us. And if you haven't yet, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and stay updated with all the important messages we share. Today, we are diving into a powerful message attributed to the Virgin Mary, urging us to prepare for the difficult days ahead and to remain strong in our faith. As we face spiritual and environmental challenges, her words resonate with both warning and hope, calling us to seek refuge in God's mercy. In a world marked by increasing natural disasters and spiritual struggles, the Virgin Mary's message brings with it a call to action. It's a call to be grounded in faith, to pray, to live in grace, and to trust in divine protection. The message emphasizes the urgency of the times, reminding us that catastrophic events such as powerful storms and other natural calamities are not just random occurrences, but could be signs of a deeper, divine intervention. The United States, Mexico, and Spain are just a few of the regions mentioned, with predictions of floods, storms, and the potential submerging of certain cities. But beyond the physical destruction lies a deeper message, one that speaks to the spiritual struggle of humanity and the need to return to God before it's too late. The Virgin Mary, in her compassionate role as protector and intercessor, urges us to seek safety in God's care. She invites believers to stay close to Him through the sacraments, especially the Eucharist and confession. These sacred practices are powerful sources of divine grace that fortify us spiritually in times of trouble. The Eucharist nourishes our souls, uniting us with Christ's body and blood, while confession offers us the opportunity to cleanse our hearts and return to a state of grace, prepared for whatever may come. At the heart of this message is the importance of prayer, particularly the Rosary. The Virgin Mary encourages all of us to pray fervently, reflecting on the life, death, and resurrection of Christ. The Rosary is more than a sequence of prayers. It's a meditation on Christ's mysteries, inviting us into a deeper understanding of His love and sacrifice. In these challenging times, the Rosary becomes a tool of spiritual resilience, an invitation to receive God's protection and mercy in our lives. But the Virgin Mary's message is not just about surviving the storms, it's about thriving spiritually through them. We are called to live in a state of grace, committing ourselves to the teachings of Christ and living with love, kindness, and compassion. It's a life that prepares us to face both the physical and spiritual trials ahead, making us resilient in our faith and hopeful in the promise of God's divine protection. As we move forward, let us heed the Virgin Mary's call. Let us make sure we are living in grace, regularly partaking in the Eucharist and confession, and deepening our spiritual lives through consistent prayer. In doing so, we prepare ourselves not just for the physical challenges that may come, but for the spiritual journey that leads us closer to God's heart. This message is both a warning and a source of hope. It calls us to take action, to return to prayer, and to live lives rooted in faith and grace. Through prayer, devotion, and community, we can weather any storm, trusting in the love and protection of Our Lady. Let us be vigilant, let us prepare spiritually, and let us trust that in God's plan, no matter how dark the times may seem, His light will always shine through. Thank you for joining us today. Please subscribe to stay updated on all the latest messages. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about the urgency of this message? How are you preparing spiritually for the times ahead? In a world increasingly beset by spiritual challenges and environmental calamities, a message attributed to the Virgin Mary resonates with profound urgency. This divine communication calls upon the faithful to embrace a state of grace, seeking refuge in God's boundless love and protection. As a compassionate intercessor, the Virgin Mary emphasizes the transformative power of prayer, particularly the Rosary and the sacraments, guiding believers toward a deeper communion with the divine. The Virgin Mary's message underscores the imminent threats posed by natural disasters, such as powerful storms and floods, anticipated to impact regions including the United States, Mexico, and Spain. Beyond physical dangers, these events symbolize profound spiritual trials, urging believers to fortify their faith and seek sanctuary in God's embrace. Living in a state of grace becomes imperative, achieved through sincere repentance, regular participation in the sacraments, and a steadfast commitment to God's commandments. As a loving mother and protector, the Virgin Mary reminds us of the indispensable role of the Eucharist and confession in our spiritual journey. The Eucharist nourishes our souls, uniting us intimately with Christ, while confession offers a path to divine mercy, cleansing us from sin and renewing our commitment to a virtuous life. Through these sacraments, we receive the grace necessary to navigate the trials of life with unwavering faith. At the heart of the Virgin Mary's exhortation lies the profound significance of prayer, with the Rosary holding a place of particular prominence. This cherished devotion invites us to meditate on the mysteries of Christ's life, fostering a contemplative spirit that draws us closer to God's infinite love. Through the Rosary, we seek the intercession of the Virgin Mary, who, as our advocate, presents our petitions before the throne of God. In times of natural disasters and spiritual upheaval, the Virgin Mary stands as a beacon of hope and a source of maternal comfort. She calls upon us to seek her intercession, assuring us that through prayer and a steadfast faith, we can find solace and strength. Her presence reminds us that we are never alone in our struggles. She walks beside us, guiding us toward the light of her Son. The Virgin Mary's message also emphasizes the importance of unity and charity within the faith community. In the face of adversity, we are called to support one another, extending acts of kindness and compassion to those in need. By embodying Christ's love through charitable deeds, we strengthen the bonds of our community and reflect the divine love that sustains us. In conclusion, the Virgin Mary's urgent message serves as a clarion call to deepen our faith, embrace the sacraments, and commit to lives of prayer and charity. By heeding her maternal guidance, we prepare our souls to withstand the trials of our times, secure in the knowledge that God's grace and the Virgin Mary's intercession will lead us to spiritual renewal and everlasting peace. We are grateful that you have journeyed with us through this reflection. We invite you to share your thoughts on today's topic in the comments below. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications of our latest videos. May God's blessings be upon you. Sources: The Virgin Mary's message is a powerful call to deepen our relationship with God and to prepare ourselves spiritually for the challenges ahead. One of the key aspects of this preparation is the regular participation in the sacraments, which help us maintain a state of grace. By partaking in these sacred practices, believers are drawn closer to God and equipped with the spiritual strength needed to face life's difficulties. These sacraments, especially the Eucharist and confession, are more than just rituals. They are channels of grace that fortify us and give us the resilience to endure trials with faith and love. At the heart of the Virgin Mary's message is the call to live according to the teachings of Jesus. She urges Christians to embody his moral principles, kindness, and love in all aspects of their lives. This isn't just about personal spirituality, it extends to how we interact with the world. The Virgin Mary encourages us to support one another within our communities, showing compassion to those in need and offering acts of mercy in our daily lives. When we live by the example of Christ, we not only draw nearer to God, but also become beacons of hope and encouragement to those around us. Her message is clear: when faced with life's trials, be they natural disasters, personal struggles, or the burdens of an uncertain world, we are to meet these challenges with love, hope, and faith. It is in trusting God's providence, even in the darkest times, that we find strength and courage. She calls on us to hold on to hope, trusting that God's guidance and protection will lead us through every hardship. By embracing the virtues of faith, hope, and love, we can find the power to overcome obstacles and emerge stronger. The Virgin Mary's call is not just for individual spiritual growth, but for collective preparedness. In these times of increased spiritual and environmental challenges, the message of the Virgin Mary serves as both a reminder and a source of hope. Her maternal love urges us to live in a constant state of grace, seeking safety in God's care and turning to prayer, especially the Rosary, as a way to strengthen our connection with the divine and receive supernatural assistance. With a foundation of unshakable faith, regular participation in the sacraments, and a commitment to living out Christ's teachings, we can confront the trials ahead with confidence and hope. In a world where spiritual and environmental difficulties seem to grow more frequent, the Virgin Mary's guidance is an anchor. Her message calls on Christians to unite in charity and prayer, to support one another in times of hardship, and to find solace in the power of God's love. By trusting in God's providence and seeking the intercession of the Virgin Mary, we can navigate the coming challenges with unwavering faith, hope, and love. The words of the Virgin Mary remind us of the importance of leading a life of virtue, compassion, and love. They emphasize the transformational power of faith and the necessity of the sacraments for spiritual strength. As we face the unknown, we can take heart, knowing that through prayer, devotion, and the intercession of the Virgin Mary, we are never alone in our struggles. With God's protection, we are empowered to face whatever lies ahead with courage and love.